Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game. This game taking place on Bright Water Oasis. It is going to be an undead versus undead mirror match, and even though the map is relatively fairly large, there is all of this kind of dead space off to the sides. So, medium size. There's all this dead space off to the side, so you're actually much closer to your opponent than it feels. But through the center of the map here there's this large walkway. It doesn't seem that the choke points are really that narrow until you actually get into your opponent's neck of the woods. A couple of interesting jungle stalkers, different types of creeps to look at as well. And creeps do make a very big difference. There's a berserk wildkin. Is this a red creep camp? Yep, that is a red creep camp. A level 8 creep, a level 4, level 4, and then followed by that centaur sorcerer. All right. Off in the corners, we are looking at Razor Main Chieftain, who does drop healing, or yeah, I believe he can drop healing wards, or is that the Medicine Man? Not quite sure which one does what. He does have Thorn's aura as well, making it more sense to try and attack it with ranged units. Coming back to the sides here, the expansions are actually relatively close to your base. However, they are exposed. It's not like you can set up the expansion. Well, I guess if you're Night Elf, can you set up an expansion here and then entangle a gold mine up onto the high ground? Or did they actually consider that so that you can only build, it's not actually within an entangle range? And Medicine Man does the healing. Um, I don't know. We'll see if that is something that I quickly spotted and then no one really thought about. There may be an adjustment to this map. Coming back around onto the top right and bottom left corners, we'll see what's going to be going down here as well. As well, an acolyte just gonna go ahead and make its way through. Xander Dorn, you have to let me know. All right. Heroes are out, and I can start finally making predictions. Sheik opening up with the Crypt Lord, picking up a Scroll of Town Portal, and has Essence of Blight. Gonna go for those carry-on beetles. And is it? Well, I don't know. See, there's this giant pile of bones right here. If there's a giant pile of bones, can you start? I would think like you could start using them as corpses, right? Couldn't you normally? Wouldn't you be able to do that? Happy, however, opening up with a Lich first as the ghouls and the skeletal minions now make their way out. Yes, a pig skeleton turned into two humanoid skeletons with swords and shields. The law of conservation of mass is not worried about on a game like Warcraft 3. It's magic. All right, Beetle now taking down their Lich, getting in a little bit of experience as their units are now trying to retreat back once more. No undead Death Knight versus Death Knight here. But I would say that the Crypt Lord is actually going to be a little bit behind here. The Lich having the ability to really start Frost Novaing and putting pressure onto those ghouls is incredibly important. The fact that the Crypt Lord went for Beetles instead of Impale early on, that makes sense, but it's actually going to put Sheik in a little bit of a strange conundrum. What is he going to try and do to try and pick off any units that are overcommitted? That's the problem right now. There's no way for Sheik to really punish his opponent while happy with that range attack, even though it's only dealing 22 to 28. Not very high damage indeed, especially without that Orb of Corruption, still able to put pressure onto his opponent from the safety of that back line location. All right, damage coming across here. Ghouls are regenerating hit points as well, and Happy doing a great job microing all of these units. What you're seeing here is that, Happy is just constantly pulling back the lower hit point ghoul and then letting it regenerate on Blight while the Crypt Lord actually tries and engage. Oh, are we going to see a surround here? Yes, we do. That is the surround. Major damage right there. Are we going to see the death of a ghoul? No, Acolyte could end up getting taken out. Acolyte trying to break free. There's a Frost Nova, and that Frost Nova was timed so perfectly as the Crypt Lord tries to escape at 22 hit points and gets away. All right, timed perfectly. It was completely surrounded by ghouls, of friendly ghouls. So all of a sudden, all of those other units were taken down there as more ghouls are coming across. However, the downside for Happy is that, Frost Nova is a very expensive ability, and you may not necessarily have a third, or you will not have a third follow-up ability right there. All right, aggroing those units once more. Beetle now trying to retreat back here. This Crypt Lord down to 120 hit points, sitting on the very far back. Is he going to try and pick up a Ritual Dagger? That is the question, as another Beetle going to get taken out. Lich getting back up to 100 mana, and this has got to be a scary proposition for Sheik. Sheik knows that, well, a Frost Nova could really deal a large amount of damage out. So if Sheik tries to venture forth, this could be bad news indeed, as Happy is continuing to put pressure onto all of these ghouls. All right, low hit point ghoul down to 74 hit points, and Lich still does not have enough mana, now turning back the other way. Sheik purposely trying to pull back as well. A couple more bits of damage. Are we going to see another final ghoul getting taken out? And, well, what we needed to see, good news, Sheik finally has that Halls of the Dead fully upgraded, and it looks like Happy is going to decide to turn and back away, knowing that that slow tower, that ranged slow tower, is enough to stop him in his tracks. Halls of the Dead of Happy already upgrading to Black Citadel. Units are going to be retreating back. Altar of Darkness. Happy actually lower on lumber and gold, but that could be because he's already teching to tier 3. 29 over 30 supply on both sides. Army sizes are about the same, as the Lich, well, finally making its way forward to try and do a bit of clearing. This is a 5-3-3-3 creep camp. This will give the Lich level 3 or level 2 here. Are we going to perhaps be looking at Dark Ritual or Frost Nova? That is the question to have for, well, Dark Ritual it is, to try and get in a little bit more mana. Sheik definitely did not expect Happy to go Lich first. Good head fake by Happy. Well, Lich first is not that uncommon, but Happy, Happy going for Lich first is perhaps very much more uncommon. Happy usually plays very, very standard, what other players could consider boring builds, but they play so much out of them that they're able to just execute those strategies perfectly. Throwing out the whole map pool would be definitely too much, but replacing 1 to 2, yeah. I think replacing 1 to 2 of the maps makes a lot of sense to keep things fresh and making sure that you're not always looking at the same strategy. Oh wait, I take it back. I'm sorry. Sheik is the one with the Death Knight first. Crypt Lord sitting at level 1, and they're going to go ahead and try and push their way through. Death Knight picks up a Wand of Mana Stealing, the weakest of the 3 items. And I gotta say, Wand of Mana Stealing is essentially a 200 hit point or 200 mana swing. I think if you upgraded that to 75 mana, it would be much better, just because it only really works when your opponent has mana to begin with. If you can't really use it in a battle to try and get 250 mana just like a potion of greater mana, so it is a little bit not as strong. All right, 744 creep camp of gargantuan sea turtles and giant sea turtles. Any Turtle Rock player would recognize that particular creep camp, as we're looking at, well, a level 3 Lich and a level 1 Death Knight going up against a level 2 Crypt Lord, and soon to be a level 2 Death Knight as well. All right. Oh, this gargantuan sea turtle actually getting completely surrounded, trapped between a rock and a Lich place, as the gargantuan sea turtle tried to make its way back out. It does have chaos damage as its type here, as the units are now just trying to make their way back again. Oh, there's little sea turtles as well. All right, so it's not your standard creep camp either. And can these sea turtles actually like jump into the water here and then try to go back around the other side? That would be interesting, as a quick impale picks up all of those units, takes down 1 ghoul in that back line. Nicely done by the Crypt Lord, as the Crypt Lord, while trying to, well, punish his opponent, Happy, as he's doing a little bit of creeping. All right, continuing to impale more units. Another Happy ghoul has been taken out, as the Crypt Lord stays at level 2, and the Death Knight now online with Unholy Aura for faster movement speed and better chasing. The Lich, however, does have that very important Orb of Corruption already. Bonus damage getting added in. Crypt Fiend perhaps delivering that Orb of Corruption, allowing that Lich to really add up more damage. We are now taking, 6% bonus damage across all of those units, as the Crypt Lord now being forced to retreat back. Perhaps we'll be using that replenishment potion while in retreat. All right, this gargantuan sea turtle, what is it going to drop in terms of item? Death Knight. Well, it didn't drop anything? No, Talisman of Evasion. Dropping a Talisman of Evasion right there. I thought perhaps it was going to be a large consumable. It was not. Lich now on the move, does have Boots of Quell the Loss. And are we going to go, yes, into a Dark Ranger? So, well, we can see Happy pretty much going for the same 3 undead heroes, just changing up the order a little bit, enough to allow Happy to be going for that Lich first and really put in a lot of pressure. During this time, though, Sheik did a great job and was able to establish an expansion a little bit further away from home. That expansion is coming online. Meanwhile, Happy is doing the same exact thing. Tome of Intelligence isn't going to get picked up. No, Happy just simply forgetting or not noticing it. Perhaps not knowing the map well enough and not knowing where that particular creep, what particular creeps drop tomes. Could that potentially be an issue? Let's take a look if perhaps the Lich, Death Knight, or Dark Ranger is low on mana. All right, coming back through. Crypt Fiends continuing to put in pressure. There goes another Harpy. There goes another Harpy Scout as well. Death Knight does have Cloak of Shadows. The remainder of this creep camp going to all get cleared up here as we are looking at both sides clearing out. Well, all of these corner maps here, Razorman, Brute, Harpy, Storms, all of these units will get picked off pretty quickly as well. And, well, do we see an Orb of Corruption anywhere for the, well, Sheik? No, we do not. I don't know if we are even going to be going into a Lich. Yes, we are. And Orb of Corruption should be following it up. We do have a Temple of the Damned. That is most likely for Banshees and Anti-Magic Shell instead of Necromancers. But then again, well, we'll have to see how all of this goes down. Death Knight sitting at level 3 has a potion of lesser or full potion of invulnerability. Lich with a lesser potion of invulnerability. Dark Ranger with some, well, some very big damage items. The War Song Battle Drums, perhaps the best damage item as it outclasses True Shot Aura, since it gives everyone that 10% damage bonus. All right, Destroyer now making its way out here as we're looking at Sheik clearing out the remainder of this creep camp as well. Should be able to do it pretty quickly. Level 3 on both of those undead heroes. However, Happy does have the advantage. 53 supply compared to 59. All right, Sheik is actually backed up into a hard place, trying to retreat back with all of these units. Death Coil saves a low hit point Crypt Fiend as well. That was trapped into a very difficult location. This high ground horseshoe location here wasn't able to really maximize that high ground, as we're now looking at a pressure into the main expansion. Sheik, are we going to be looking at, well, Acolytes trying to repair? No, the Acolytes are just trying to run away. Ghouls are going to be able to come into position as Sheik now going to land a Scroll of Town Portal. However, a big Frost Nova going to deal a lot of damage to a couple. Wow, that one Acolyte was down to 11 hit points and ends up staying alive. It looked like a skeletal minion was about to take it down, but no, it was able to back up in time. Wow, the natural regeneration on those Acolytes, very fast, I might add. That seems faster than the typical regeneration. Was that actually, I think that was changed in the patch, where Acolytes actually regenerate faster on Blight than, say, some of their other brethren. Berserk, Berserk going to get taken down here. Item is going to be a Belt of Giant Strength. Death Knight now with very big damage. With that Belt of Giant Strength and also more durability, up to 1,000 hit points, as a Pendant of Energy also dropped. Perhaps it's going to be given to the Lich. Yes, it was. Yeah, 4 hit points a second. It just seemed really fast. It seemed really fast. All right, coming back down over here on the bottom left, Tome of Intelligence. Is it going to get picked up here? There is some Devour Magic, and, well, the Lich going to go in and pick up, getting a little bit of additional mana. Basically, a Ring of Regeneration. All right, that makes sense. It actually helps as the Acolytes do suffer, and they are exposed. So giving in a little bit of additional hit point regeneration, as you saw right there, kept that one Acolyte of Sheik alive, preventing it from falling, and also being able to just hold on to those Acolytes even though they get harassed very quickly. All right, Crypt Fiend, Destroyers are all coming across here. One Nerubian Tower going to fight. There's that anti-magic earlier. Crypt Lord is going to try to impale. Yes, it does. Impales, well, a good amount of that army there as the Destroyer gets a Death Coil, but it's not going to stick around for very long anyways. All right, what is this? Book of the Dead. The Destroyer going to come back up and then Devour Magic right there, eating through all of these skeletal minions so quickly as the Crypt Fiend now, well, gets saved at the last possible second. All right, Blight fighting on both sides here. Unit's going to continue to fight more Crypt Fiends. getting saved with those timely death coils as Happy and Sheik both starting to run out of mana. No, Death Knight of Sheik not running out of mana because of that Pendant of Energy should have a couple more Death Coil blasts in them to try and, well, keep these units alive and well. All right, 4-4-3 compared to a 4-4-2 right now. There goes a Frost Nova onto a Lich, or onto a Crypt Fiend. Lich attack finishing it off. Happy, and both sides are just trading units. Happy, however, starting to come out ahead with a 20 supply advantage. Happy's Death Knight is out of mana, so if Sheik is able to get back into this, it is going to be because he still has mana to go. All right, continuing this battle here, there is another, well, Crypt Lord Impale coming back across. More Dark Rituals coming in. Happy looks like it's going to be death coiling that Crypt Lord here in just a moment. There it goes. Scroll of Town Portal is in time for the save. Death Knight gets up to level 4, but ends up losing a Crypt Fiend too. Coming back around, 48 supply compared to 62. Economic advantage for Sheik to try and rebound. Happy, well, coming out ahead in terms of experience on his hero as well. Lich still only sitting at level 2 for Sheik, and it really was the difference between level 2 Frost Nova and level 1 Frost Nova and how much burst damage that provided. Low hip or a Tome of Intelligence not going to get picked up by Sheik. That will perhaps be forgotten for the rest of the game. And meanwhile, Crypt Lord really should be backing away. Lich desperately wants level 3, getting those levels. Getting the odd levels on your heroes for Undead incredibly important, as it powers up your, well, hero nuking abilities. In this case, Impale and Frost Nova. Death Coil not part of the equation because it is, nope, an undead mirror match. Coming back around, we're still looking to see, well, Sheik versus Happy. Supply, 71 supply compared to 59. Sheik is gonna, well, do a little bit of a gutsy move, and it's not gonna pay off here, as this Haunted Gold Mine is most likely just gonna get canceled. Buying time for the cancellation. Is it gonna actually get canceled? Yes, canceled right there. Acolyte gonna get taken down. Meanwhile, a couple of beetles trying to finish off or harass off over here, and it looks like it does take down one Acolyte. We'll see if Happy notices it. Big battle coming back down across here. Frost Nova from the Happy's Lich onto a Crypt Fiend, dealing damage to multiple units. No Death Coil to save another Frost Nova, pretty much freezing, and then a day late and $1 short on a Death Coil to save as well. So 3 Crypt Fiends lost in rapid succession. Sheik now in trouble, down by 21 supply and 20 supply overall in the army. His opponent has a 50% more supply in his army compared to himself, as the beetles are now making their way over. All right, are we going to try to get a Devour Magic onto those beetles? We tried to get it, but didn't get it at all. Crypt Lord sitting with a Pendant of Energy. Impales are going to be key. Lich is now sitting at level 3, also has a good amount of mana, and Sheik right now can at least defend himself, trade, and make his opponent try and pay if Happy tries to, well, overcommit into a battle. But we very rarely does Happy make that mistake. Dark Ritual at level 2, so the Lich of Happy is going to have plenty of mana to try and finish off all of these units. In comes all of the army now. Oh, Wildkin's going to get taken out. Crypt Lord and Death Knight trying to put their position here. Come on, just finish off that Centaur. Nope, not going to do that. There's a quick Impale onto the Lich. Is the Lich going to end up getting taken down? Frost Nova could go down onto that Lich, taking a large amount of damage. There it goes. Death Coil saves. Also has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, as the Frost Nova is coming in from Happy, going back onto that other side as well. A major Impale across most units. However, Sheik could be overexposed right here. Has to be very careful as well, as another Frost Nova goes down. Death Coil is trying to save again. Crypt Lord continuing the fight. Is the Crypt Lord going to be able to get in another big Impale? Yes, it does. Picking up some of those units, as the Crypt Lord, now low on mana, low on hit points, needs to get a Death Coil from his partner. However, he is currently silenced. All right, Death Knight is going to be able to Death Coil that Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord gets up to 700 some odd hit points, continuing to fight again. 70 supply compared to 57. As units, well, Sheik trying to back up with the Crypt Lord, going to be able to Scroll of Town Portal out. Obsidian Statue does get taken down. Death Knight now backed away, and Happy has about another 15 seconds of free attacking onto this expansion, as the units are now trying to rush back off to the north. Manual of Health being left behind there. Lich is right there. There is the Death Knight. Where is the Crypt Lord? I did not think the Crypt Lord fell. Well, there's the Death Knight. There's the Lich trying to reposition Cryptlord, buying a potion of healing just in case, as the Death Knight should be death coiling that Cryptlord here to keep it high on health once again. There it goes. Happy still maintaining his advantage, 77 compared to 58. Sheik doing a great job staying in this game right now and starting to close up on the overall supply difference. Will Happy be able to close the game out? It looks like it. He does have that other additional base up and running. The main bases are about to mine out, so it will soon be 2 bases to 1, giving a 50% or 100% economic advantage for Happy. Happy even venturing into high upkeep to try and put pressure onto his opponent. All right, that little bit of additional army size may be all that he needs to close the door on this game. If Sheik is able to hold on to this if Sheik is able to hold on to this and going in, well, Happy would have lost a large amount of that gold advantage with those 3 bases, as a couple of beetles are trying to back away now. Destroyer getting webbed down. Crypt Fiends now trying to make their way over. Anti-magic shell back and forth. Units are going to try and engage, and anti-magic so difficult to keep track of, well, which color is who. Yeah, that anti-magic shell, well, as you can see, so much green on the map, and so bright that it is a little bit difficult to keep track of. All right, it looks like a chicken was taken out. Skeletal minion's going to be popping back out. We're going to be getting ready for this fight here, and there is a nice impale, but is it going to be enough of a start for Sheik, or is Happy's army size just going to be far too much? Anti-magic shell across multiple units, pretty much nullifying the destroyers. Crypt Lord's damage is also greatly negated, and the Crypt Lord looks like it is just going to fall. No, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability transferred over. Silence getting cast here. Death Knight going to get taken down to, well, no, able to heal up at the last possible moment, as the Crypt Lord now going to be trying to trail and run away. Sheik going to lose that Crypt Lord. Level 5 now on the Death Knight, and Happy looks like he is in dominant control of this match. No easy way to get back into this, as Sheik gives the GG. Happy taking down Sheik in a very well calculated undead versus undead mirror match. Happy always seemed to have the advantage, but he knew to never overcommit. I think that's one of the strengths of Happy's and professional players. Even though they know they have the advantage, they know that it can go sideways if they overstay their welcome or try to attack their opponent head on. Attacking your opponent head on is never recommended unless you have some sort of advantage elsewhere, perhaps home field advantage. But Happy didn't need to really worry about that. Happy coming out ahead here. And that's all I got to say. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed the games. And, well, hope to see you guys. Well, hope you see me later.